Today's story discusses acts of sexual violence, so consider yourself warned. 51-year-old Jeff Clay worked for El Paso, Texas at the school district as an executive director of analytics and strategy. He worked his way up to this high-level administrative position from his original job as a teacher and later a school principal. One day Jeff was driving in El Paso when he saw a woman we'll call Jane waiting for a ride to a friend's house. He pulled over and offered to give her a lift, which she accepted. Instead of going to her friend's place, Jeff took her north to his house across the state line into New Mexico and told her to come inside. In his home, he tried to kiss Jane, who rebuffed his advances. Jeff punched Jane in the face and handcuffed her. He dragged her into the bedroom and proceeded to beat her while sexually assaulting her over her cries for help. After he was through with her, he put her back into his car and drove her back to El Paso. Jane bailed from the car at a traffic light and ran into a nearby convenience store for help. By the time the police arrived, Jeff was gone. The police were able to piece together what happened based on Jane's description, and they narrowed down the suspects to Jeff. A search of his house matched the details of the home reported by Jane. Because the kidnapping crossed state lines, the police looped in the FBI into the investigation, and Jeff was charged federally with interstate kidnapping and illegal sexual activity. But Jeff was cocky and decided to take it to trial. After all, he was a school district employee and a pillar in the community. Who was going to take the word of Jane over his? At the trial, Jane told her horrifying story, but she wasn't the government's only witness. The FBI located a second woman who testified that Jeff raped her numerous times when he was a teacher and she was a child. This abuse continued into her adulthood, including a sexual assault that occurred when the second victim was 7 months pregnant. After hearing all the evidence and arguments, the jury went to deliberate and came back with a guilty verdict against Jeff. The judge just sentenced him to 30 years in federal prison. Do you think this was an appropriate sentence for Jeff? Please let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and be cool.